Welcome back, fight fans. Today we're diving into the electrifying world of Gervonta Davis, aka Tank. Davis remains one of the hottest stars in boxing, and his fights are always a spectacle. With Frank Martin falling short against Tank, the question on everyone's mind is, who will be his next challenger? Rumors swirled about a showdown with Vasily Lomachenko, but Lomachenko has confirmed he won't be stepping into the ring until the end of the year or early next year. So let's explore the potential matchups that could be next for Tank Davis and see who might step up to the plate. Gervonta Davis, sitting at an impressive 30-0 with 28 knockouts, has solidified himself as one of the most dangerous fighters in boxing today. Despite his dominance, finding high-profile opponents willing to step into the ring with him has been a challenge. He's managed to secure and decisively knock out two top contenders, Ryan Garcia and Frank Martin, back-to-back, proving his prowess and cementing his status. Now, Tank's next big move should be aiming for undisputed status. He currently holds the WBA super lightweight title, but the other three major world titles are with different fighters. The first step in this journey is to unify these belts, and I believe Eddie Hearn is spot on in predicting that this is what Davis will pursue next. Becoming the undisputed champion would not only elevate his legacy, but also bring clarity to the lightweight division. It's a tough road ahead, but given Tank's track record and determination, it's a goal well within his reach. In this video, we will not consider a rematch with Ryan Garcia due to his suspension and controversies outside of the ring, as well as Devin Haney due to his time off from boxing. It looks like Shakur Stevenson is all but confirmed to be Gervonta Davis' next opponent, especially with IBF champion Vasily Lomachenko taking a break and Denis Berinchyk not yet a major name. For Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson seems like a viable option right now. With Lomachenko's fight falling through, Tank found himself in a position where he needed a new opponent, and Stevenson's availability made the potential matchup a no-brainer. Eddie Hearn has hinted at the possibility of signing Stevenson to Matchroom, though there hasn't been official confirmation yet. Regardless of the promotional details, Hearn hopes Stevenson will secure the fights that will define his legacy. Shakur Stevenson is truly a standout in boxing, not just for his impressive skills, but also for his genuine passion for the sport. The 27-year-old WBC lightweight champion is incredibly open and enthusiastic in interviews. However, recently, he has faced some backlash and much criticism from the boxing community. Many fans feel he is not pay-per-view worthy enough and that his fights are incredibly boring due to his style being that of a pure boxer, which many don't find entertaining. Many fans are eager to see a showdown between Tank and Stevenson, as Tank is known for being a knockout artist and captivating fights. In his recent interview with Boxing News, Stevenson reaffirmed his strong desire to fight Gervonta Davis, while also expressing his disappointment over not getting a chance to face Vasily Lomachenko. Despite this, he holds great respect for Lomachenko. Regarding his next steps, Stevenson is still weighing his options on which promoter to sign with. There were rumors about a possible fight with William Zepeda, but these remain unconfirmed. Stevenson's contract with Top Rank has ended, leaving him with multiple potential paths, including potentially signing with Matchroom or Golden Boy, or even going independent like his mentor Terrence Crawford. With Davis's original opponent, Lomachenko, taking the rest of the year off, Stevenson seems like a prime candidate to step in. The upcoming decisions from both fighters could reveal a lot about their future directions and potentially set up an exciting matchup. This matchup between Tank and Shakur could be a huge step for both fighters, and it's all coming together at the perfect time. William Zepeda, the Mexican knockout artist, is also rumored to be a potential candidate for Davis. Zepeda, who has quickly risen through the lightweight ranks with impressive victories, sees Gervonta Davis as the top challenge in the division. He describes Davis as the most complex opponent due to his combination of youth, strength, and tactical acumen. Zepeda acknowledges that fighting Davis would require a different level of preparation and strategy compared to Stevenson. Despite this, Zepeda is eager for a matchup with Tank or Stevenson, believing their contrasting styles would make for an entertaining fight. He's confident that a bout between them will eventually happen, which would be a highly anticipated clash in the lightweight division. Another rumor was a possible rematch between Gervonta Davis and Isaac Pitbull Cruz for later this year. Their first bout in 2021 ended with Davis winning by a unanimous decision, but Cruz's performance was so impressive that it left many fans clamoring for a second fight. Many fans believe the fight was close or at least a draw. Now, being recently defeated by Jose Rayo Valenzuela, chances of Pitbull's rematch are highly unlikely, and Valenzuela may be another possible candidate for a showdown versus Tank. There's been a lot of speculation about a potential fight between Teofimo Lopez and Gervonta Tank Davis, especially after Davis' standout performance against Ryan Garcia in April 2023. However, Lopez recently mentioned in an interview with ProBox TV that Davis' management seems to prefer matching their fighter against B-level opponents. Lopez suggested that Davis' team has a strategic plan to keep him fighting at a certain level, which might be why a fight between them hasn't materialized yet. Teofimo Lopez recently shared his frustration about previously being passed over for a fight with Isaac Cruz, who he claims rejected him to chase a rematch with Davis. Lopez stated that despite his interest in fighting Cruz, the Mexican fighter and his team were too focused on securing a Davis rematch after their initial bout in December 2021. Lopez is set to face Steve Claggett, a lesser-known opponent with a less impressive resume, in his next bout. This fight doesn't generate much excitement, especially with the high-profile matchups involving Davis and his next potential opponent. After Pitbull's recent defeat by Rayo Valenzuela, it will likely not attract Davis or his team's attention. Although Teofimo Lopez and Gervonta Davis are both top names in the boxing world, Tank seems to be the fighter that generates the most buzz when he fights. Lopez, however, has accomplished more than Tank in a shorter amount of time while being the younger fighter of the two. When Lopez was fighting at 135 pounds a couple years back, he kept calling out for a fight with Lomachenko, who refused to give him a chance due to Lopez not being a world champion or a top name yet. At that same time, Lomachenko had been calling out Davis, who was already an established champion. During that time, Floyd Mayweather and Tank were still on good terms, and Floyd spoke in an interview alongside Davis about Tank still being a young fighter at 23 years old and not being in any rush to fight Lomachenko, who is nearing the later part of his career. It's a bit ironic on Floyd's part, as that was the exact same age Canelo was when he fought him. It's important to try and look at boxing objectively, however. We all have our biases, and many casual boxing fans are unaware or uninformed. Teofimo Lopez is like a Jekyll and Hyde of the boxing world. One moment he's brilliant, and the next he's a disappointment. This inconsistency has fans and critics scratching their head, as it seems like even he might not know which version of himself will show up to the ring. Some believe his performances are tied to the perceived level of his opponents. When he faced Vasily Lomachenko, he came fully prepared and delivered an elite performance. But against lesser opponents like Kambosos and Sandor Martin, his approach seemed lackluster. Lopez himself thinks Davis will be a challenge he takes seriously, considering Tank's elite status. If Lopez's theory holds, we could see a top-notch performance from him. On the other hand, Davis's next moves are heating up with a possible matchup against Jose Rayo Valenzuela. While Lopez's fight against Steve Claggett seems like a step down, only time will tell what his intentions are in his boxing career. Who knows, it may turn out similar to Floyd Mayweather's fight against Emmanuel Augustus, which he claimed to be his toughest fight, and stated that Augustus's resume didn't speak for his fighting skill. A fantasy fight many in the boxing community have previously discussed is Gervonta Davis versus Terrence Crawford matchup, but realistically and objectively speaking, that is a fight extremely unlikely to happen, especially after Crawford's recent move to the 154-pound division and Tank never fighting past the 140 pounds. Davis, who is often called the face of boxing, has racked up impressive wins, including knockouts over Mario Barrios, Ryan Garcia, Rolando Romero, and Frank Martin. But despite these highlights, YouTuber Showbiz argues that Davis's resume doesn't quite stack up to the all-time greats like Canelo Alvarez or Floyd Mayweather. According to Showbiz, criticism comes with greatness, and no matter what Davis does, some people will always find a reason to downplay his achievements. He's pointed out that even if Davis fights top champions like Shakur Stevenson or Teofimo Lopez, critics will find flaws or excuses. Showbiz compares this to the criticism faced by Canelo and Floyd, who were also criticized despite their phenomenal careers. In the end, it seems that while Davis's resume might not satisfy everyone, a potential fight with Stevenson, Zepeda, Valenzuela, or Lopez could be his chance to prove his critics wrong. Do you think Davis has what it takes to shut down the naysayers with one of these fights as his potential bout? Who will he fight next? Let us know in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, fight fans,